Back in our younger days, it was almost all just not easy. Wow, do you see this? Are you eating a lot?
Say you're overspending.
Overspending.
No, you need to get a grip.
How can you be eating like that in today's world? So this kind of talk.
Hello. Nice to meet you. I'm Dr. Kim and I'm crazy.
Hello, this is Kim Gi-hoon from Richgo.
Professor, I heard you've never done this before, but you're going to hold a free lecture.
On Tuesday, December 17th, at 8 p.m., I'll be giving a special lecture for 1 hour. If you miss this, it's over.
As far as I know, you've given a lot of lectures through membership, but this is the first time you're doing it for free, right?
Yeah. Oh,
Why are you doing this? Is it because you're being generous?
it's not just generosity. I do have a bit of a personal interest in this, but how can it be just generosity? I do have a bit of selfishness. So it's true that those who have bought in a lot more generosity, a lot of people only hear the things I talk about on YouTube. So they might think that's all there is to Kim Gi-hoon. But the reason I created Richgo is that I wanted to get better at real estate investing. And in reality, I've done various investments with Richgo, and I'm currently running a pretty high-tier membership. So the level of discussion there is very different from what I talk about on YouTube.
The level? Different.
Because I can't talk about everything here. Because with stocks, I can talk about it and easily buy properties in the market, but that's not the case with real estate. So I believe that sharing deep information about real estate publicly carries several risks. So why am I holding this special lecture on Tuesday, November 17th at 8 p.m., which won't happen again? I'm talking about it. In 2025, the current real estate market is very similar to the end of 2021, the end of 2007. So what does that mean? If you look at the real estate markets of 2008 and 2022, it shows something similar is going to happen in 2025. But if you look at 2008 and 2020, the real estate market dropped significantly. It was almost at a level close to a crash. It dropped a lot, and that's why I clearly pointed out back in October 2021 that we had a once-in-a-decade selling opportunity. I really nailed it down. Of course, some high-priced areas like Gangnam and Seocho have recovered their benchmarks, but for the majority of areas, there's no comparison. So that timing was spot on. But for me, that was the perfect time to sell. But I think the perfect opportunity to buy will come sometime in 2025, or at the latest, sometime in 2026. So, a lot of people watch RichgoTV because they're really thinking about how to make data-driven decisions for buying their own homes. Kim Gi-hoon doesn't just talk, he bases his discussions on various data. And because of that trust, many people have come to appreciate him. I understand that the session is expected to last about an hour. And since it's free, there's a lot of interest. On the 21st, we also have a paid lecture. And I believe that the offline session is almost fully booked with around 80 people already signed up. I'm not just talking for the sake of talking. I'm sharing insights based on various data. And because of that trust, many people have come to appreciate what I do. I believe the session is expected to last about an hour, and since it's free, there's a lot of interest. We're also holding a paid lecture on the 21st, and that one is almost fully booked with around 80 people already signed up. Yes, I prepared this lecture because I really want more people to access good information for free. In 2025, a lot of different variables will be coming into play. Interest rate cuts have already begun. And with Trump now in the 2.0 era, we don't know what might happen next. But prices are still very high. So 2025 is going to be a market with very high difficulty. It's a person with a high level of difficulty. It's tough. So it's going to be a really tough market. And paradoxically, because the market is tough, there are opportunities that the public can't see, which could lead to a rise in the asset class. I just started the membership, 2024. So right now we have about 200 people who have signed up and are participating, and some of them are already getting into plus P investments. What is plus P investment? With money coming in and real estate opportunities arising, I believe these chances will continue to increase in the future. So what I'm telling our VIP membership members is that there are opportunities coming up where you could potentially multiply your assets by about 10 times within the next 5 years. So I talked about this opportunity in 2021, saying it was a prime selling opportunity that comes once every 10 years, and I thought it might come in 2022. However, the government intervened to prevent the decline. So we saw two short-term rebounds in 2023 and 2024, but I believe that in 2025, things will change quite a bit. I believe the landscape is going to change a lot, and I think that a tremendous opportunity I've been waiting for a long time is likely to arise around 2025. So for those who are interested, when is it? On Tuesday, about December 17th at 8 p.m. If you can't make it, then there won't be another chance. I'm not going to share this even if it's public. That's it. That's it. So this is the end, which is why if you're really interested, you need to come in at that time to hear this. It's only available then. So since it's free, this is the only opportunity available at that time. So I really hope those who are interested can join us. There's a link in the pinned comment where you can sign up. So just click that link and apply.
Let me explain how to participate again briefly. If you comment on the pinned link, you'll immediately see the participation screen. Even if you don't participate through the pre-registration link, I'll briefly show you what we'll cover at that time. We'll be discussing future projections for 2025 based on big data. Will you also be sharing investment opportunities at that time?
It's just an hour, so I'll really do my absolute best to prepare.
I think it would be easier, understand if you could show the screen.
If you click on the pinned link from earlier, this will come up. So if you click on the registration button, everything you need is right here on the right, so it's not difficult. By doing that, we can create a great lecture where we can share good opportunities for the upcoming 2025 together.
It's December 17th. Make sure to remember that. I hope you can turn the crisis in 2025 into an opportunity. Please participate in the comments. I saw a news report saying that even the price of a bowl of jjajangmyeon is burdensome to pay. The rise in prices, that's serious. Today, I'd like to talk about the rising prices that directly affect our lives. How much has it gone up anyway?
Don't you feel it? These days, it's really hard to find a meal outside for under 10,000 won. Isn't there almost none? There isn't any gimbap, but there are gimbap options. Cost over 10,000 won. The portion is way too small. If you want to eat comfortably, it's around the low 10,000 won range, 12,000 won, 13,000 won. But I think this is going to get a lot more serious in the future. As you can see here, we had El Niño this year. Let me tell you, it's going to be hard for us to return to the low inflation era we used to have. The era of low interest rates. Why? Because of the unusual weather, food prices keep going up. So, because of El Niño, the prices of coffee and chocolate keep going up. But they say La Niña is coming next year. La Niña. So, during this time, grain prices are also expected to take a hit and go up. So, because of the price increases, the food industry is really trembling in fear. Do you know the next show? Show legs.
Snacks, beer snacks. I mean, seriously, everything is going up, even shodari.
Shodari is becoming long-legged now. Prices are becoming long-legged.
It's funny, show legs rise.
But don't have to see the show. But what about toilet paper? Then there's cereal snacks. So prices are going up across the board. On top of that, a lot of people are drinking Maxim and Kano, right? Things like coffee that you keep in the office and eat. This is also almost a 9% price increase right now. Next, beer and makgeolli prices are also going up, and they say the price of Seoul Jiangsu Dalbit Yuja makgeolli is going up by 10%.
Wait, are you saying that something that used to cost 10,000 won is now going to cost 11,000 won? Yes?
So, if things like this are going up by 9% or 10%, it would be great if salaries went up too. But why is it that only salaries never increase? On top of that, what's going up now? The price of cooking oil is going up. What do we use cooking oil for?
Doesn't it go into most foods?
That's right. We use cooking oil a lot when we're cooking, right? So what does that mean? It's not just cooking oil that's going up. Pretty much all food items are increasing in price. Plus, cooking oil is used a lot in making processed foods like ramen, snacks, and fast food. So, right now, there's a crisis with food prices as we approach the end of the year. So, if you look here, how do you see this? The price, Pamyu gifts right now. What percentage is it compared to the same period last year?
27.3% or 27.
27%. 27%. It's not like stocks. And even stocks don't rise like this, right? So they say that the price slump of palm oil is going to continue long term due to aging palm trees and a labor shortage.
There's a labor shortage in various economic situations, but I think climate change is also having a big impact.
That's right. In the end, climate change is a huge factor. So as time goes on, food is going to get really expensive and our lives are going to get tougher. I mean, in about 5 years, are we really going to be able to eat 3 meals a day? You're overspending. You're overspending.
Get a grip.
How can you eat 3 meals a day? Today's world. I still eat 2 meals a day. How many meals do you eat?
I also ate 2 meals in advance to prepare.
I'm trying to prepare for the future. So if you look here in the case of sunflowers, if it goes up by 48% compared to a year ago.
It's just doubled.
So these things have a direct and close impact on our lives. On top of that, the prices of jjajangmyeon and kalguksu have gone up again.
You know that song where Jiwoo's mom says she doesn't like jjajangmyeon? It's actually about not eating jjajangmyeon during tough times and telling you to eat it instead. It's a representative food for the common people. Jjajangmyeon is actually...
That's right. So if you look here, in 2014, jjajangmyeon was 4,500 won, and in 2019, it went up to 5,000 won, which is a 500 won increase over 5 years. But in 2022, it was 6,000 won, and then last July, September 2023, it went up to 7,000 won. The rising is no joke. So the prices of jjajangmyeon and kalguksu have really gone up a lot. And that's because the main ingredient, flour, along with the cost of ingredients, labor, household rent, electricity, and water bills have all increased. That's right. That's right. So what I'm saying is that the prices of raw materials and labor for apartments have gone up a lot, which means construction costs have increased significantly. But it's not just the apartment prices that are going up. What's also important to note is that what else should go up? The cost of living, our food prices are going up too. So what's going to happen to the money in our pocket? Money, it's disappearing. The seeds are drying up. Seed. I just wish my salary would go up a bit too. It would be great. My salary went up this much. Exactly. But right now, instead of my salary going up, even if salaries are frozen, as long as our company stays stable, that's the situation we're in right now. Right now, there are quite a few large companies that are cutting executive salaries. So, right now, the prices of coffee, beer, ice cream, and dining out are all continuously going up. From what I see, the situation regarding food is getting more and more serious, isn't it?
Honestly, the most frustrating thing is wanting to eat but being able to, right? Isn't that right? Not being able to eat is the most frustrating thing for me.
Back in the day, it was really frustrating, So when the elders give a lot, so much so that I couldn't even eat it all, because back then we were just struggling to get by. But I think those times might be coming again. So if this trend continues in 5 or 10 years, eating even a little bit might become a luxury in this world.
Seriously, everyone will become a health nut.
That's good. Healthy, no pretense. So now even tteokbokki is too expensive to eat. So they say inflation is at 1%, but the price of lunchboxes has jumped up by 8%. And also the price of chicken. It's also late night snack for the people. It seems that the price of chicken is going to be raised again. So now, isn't it true that delivery chicken under 25,000 won is disappearing? On top of that, right now, at supermarkets and convenience stores, we have those low-cost private label products, right? Their own private brand. So they say that even low-cost products like no brand are going up in price. So if you look here, how much has the no brand chocolate gone up? 30%.
It's not just that prices are going up. The rate of increase is just too high.
Yeah, that's right. It's really high. And Lotte Mart's orange juice has gone up by 40%. How do you eat this? So the problem is that our income doesn't increase by several tens of percent in a year, but things like our toilet paper, beer, makgeolli, snacks, chicken, and cooking oil are all going up. Jjajangmyeon, kalguksu, pretty much everything is increasing a lot right now. So take a look at this. The 24-year trend of real earned income growth is the worst since 2007. Do you have money in your pocket or not? It means that there's an unprecedented lack of money in people's pockets. It's unprecedentedly low. It's the least it's ever been right now. It's even worse than during the 2008 financial crisis. Everyone, it's really serious, and it means that households are really struggling financially. What that mean? That means that disposable income is gradually disappearing.
Anyway, what do you think about the warnings regarding inflation due to rising prices?
I've been warning about this all along. In fact, a lot of people think that when interest rates go down, things will get better. Don't be mistaken. Everyone, right now, that's the kind of world we're in. It was a very unusual world after over 100 years. That kind of world is unlikely to come back again. The main reason is, first, geopolitical conflicts. This is why prices are bound to rise, and the second reason is normal weather. Look at this again. It snowed yesterday and today, right? It just came out of nowhere yesterday. But this is the biggest snowfall in 117 years. That's right, the weather is completely crazy, like someone jumping around. The weather is changing like mad, right? Because of that, what about the things we get from land and sea? It's getting more and more expensive now. Seriously, everyone, you really need to cut back on spending and save cash. You really have to tighten your assets.
Is that of the solutions? Want to hear the news and have a meal?
That's right, cut back on spending. Eat less, reduce loans, and save as much money as you can. Now is not the time to invest recklessly or take risks. Honestly, what would be good to do right now is to keep steadily saving up dollars. I really think that's necessary. So, if we summarize, when we look at things like coffee, chocolate, beer, makeoli, and toilet paper, these are all part of our daily lives, right? Aren't these things we encounter daily?
These are all essentials, necessities.
The prices of these things keep going up. Food prices are rising across the board. Next, when they talk about lowering fuel taxes, what that really means is that prices are going to go up. That's right, the price of oil. When oil prices go up, the cost of transporting goods by car will also increase. So, generally, when oil prices go up, prices go up. But since prices are already rising, what has the government done about this? They extended it February. Fuel tax. But do we really have to do this? They're saying it's going to happen in February next year. In the end, this is going to trigger inflation. And then in 2025 with La Nina, commodity prices will rise again. So life is getting tougher. And the money that's left in our pockets is just disappearing. In a time like this, real estate is still going up. Isn't that an incredibly risky idea? I'm really worried. Right now, the US stock market is doing somewhat okay, which is why we haven't hit a major crisis yet. But the domestic stock market is completely in bad shape, and the exchange rate is really unstable, fluctuating around 1,401. Plus Trump recently imposed huge tariffs on Mexico and Canada. I'm really worried about what will happen to Korea. In a situation like this, are you going all in on real estate? My assets? That's really, really risky. My assets. This is really, really risky. You guys, the world is really changing and getting tough right now. So I think it's time to manage your assets very conservatively. Cut down on loans, eat 2 meals a day, and if you're really hungry, have one more meal. It's time to focus on accumulating cash as much as possible.
I have a dinner appointment after finishing filming today. I think I should stop making dinner plans after today. It's a luxury. Got it. Today we talked about rising prices. I'll wrap up today's broadcast here. Thank you.